would you play me out? Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sway. Want today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises over the top. Don't cross the line, but you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
You okay?
That sounds like the UFC fight the other night. We were watching the UFC fight, and we were listening to James Brown remixes.
Oh yeah.
And it was like gut punch.
Get back.
Kiss me. Hit me.
He said, "Hey, I'm super bad."
Man, that was great. That's probably the best way to watch the UFC because we didn't have volume. For some reason, we had no volume, and then we were like, "All right, I can't listen to this in silence." So we put on James Brown. It was like perfect fit. Who would have known?
Yeah.
They do that with the Wizard of Oz and Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
You ever hear about that? You take the Wizard of Oz and you start Dark Side of the Moon. You play Dark Side of the Moon at the same time, and it like fits the movie perfectly for some reason. I have never done it, but I heard a lot of people do it. They smoke a lot of weed and they do that, and it's like a thing. But I haven't done that yet. We should probably do that here at Mad Hatter, the grand opening. That'd be kind of a fun thing. We got a lot of stuff going on here for the grand opening. We got a reggae band. We got a heavy metal band, Face Without Fear, which is Static X's guitar player. That's kind of a big to-do.
Yeah.
We have vendors, jewelry. Dot's Dogs will be here. She has all kinds of yummy food. Mac and cheese, string beans. Come on, man. That's all I want to eat is comfort food.
Hell yeah. It's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks, we'll have a bunch of tents set up a bunch of tables out there, vendors. No weed vendors. The weed's inside. You want weed, you gotta come inside to Mad Hatter and buy some weed. And they're gonna have Verano, and they're gonna have a couple of different companies, I believe, that they're gonna be selling here. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's finally happening. Been waiting a year. I met Robbie. Yeah, I met Robbie a year ago at the expo, and he liked what we were doing, and I liked what he was doing. And it turns out that Jimmy's daughter is wheelchair bound, so they get it, and I like their energy, and they're looking to they're compassionate owners, which I like. It's a recreational facility, but they are compassionate, and they may switch to medical also maybe next year, because you could do that. You could switch and always upgrade. So right now they're going to be recreational, but soon maybe they'll have medical, which will mean discounts for patients, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the whole how that works with dispensaries becoming medical. I mean, there's more rules where you have to serve the patients first. You have to make sure that the patients get all the good weed first, I guess. I mean, you know how that goes. You want choices. If you're a patient, you want all the choices. And there's some places that didn't do that. They gave you only a few choices. And if you were the recreational person, you had more choices than the patient. And that should never be the case. But like I said, I've seen it here in New Jersey. We've fallen off the radar. Patients are suffering, and they're not getting what they need from the government. You got no home grow. You got cancer patients going to jail for 5 years for growing a cannabis plant. But over the border where Adam lives, over that little tiny line, you step over that line, you can grow a bunch of plants and not get any years. Courage. They encourage you in New York. They probably help you. It's like, what's going on, man? Here in Jersey, you go to jail 5 years. Wow. Thanks, Ratari. Ratari's coming out next week. Can't wait.
Is he going to the grand opening?
I don't think Ratari would fit in at the grand opening. I don't think the owners would want Ratari at the opening.
Why wouldn't it?
It's a negative thing. If you have a rat in front of your building, that's a negative thing. You don't want a rat in front of your building.
You wouldn't put the rat in front of their building. You would put it in the parking lot and he would signify the powers that be that is trying to stop doing what we're doing. Duh. And that would actually spread awareness to people because they would see that and like, what's that? Duh.
I'll have to ask permission for that one.
Well, there you go. But it would work.
I like it. I like it. No, I like it. I just don't want people to think that the rat is protesting anything, because we're not protesting anything here.
No. So the technical part about it is the rat is going to have the sign stating what it's for.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to question it.
At the 420 Expo this year, I'm going to bring the rat inside.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we're going to bring the rat inside with all kinds of signage, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Look. Cover it up. Hope you got high ceilings.
They do. Last year we had the whole set here. This whole set was there last year. This year we'll make room for the rat and signs. It's lots of signage. There's gonna be thousands of people there. They're gonna get to see the rat. They're gonna be like, why is there a rat here? What are you protesting? Well, we're protesting bop, 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 bop. Bip, 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 bip. Here, we're protesting home grow. No home grow, no insurance coverage, no price caps, and no wheelchair access to dispensaries. How about those 4 things to start with?
Sounds good.
You got to convince the event organizer, not anybody here.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the 420 Expo is going to have a problem with the rat.
You might be surprised.
I could be.
You might.
Could be.
Hey, like, it's worth asking. I mean, it's not one of these big forgiveness rather than ask for permission, you'd have to clear it first.
Oh, here at Mad Hatter, you mean?
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess either one, though. I mean, it's like if somebody comes to the State House and you have an event and they come with something for some reason you just don't want it there. I mean, you kind of see their point. So I'm just saying, be ready,
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I would encourage you to ask about it, So, I like the idea, but, I just hate being surprised. And, that's one of the questions I ask most when something happens and somebody has a reaction. So were you surprised that it happened? Because if it's like, no, I'm not surprised, then shut the fuck up. It's like, I burnt my hand. God damn it. I reached into the hot coal and grabbed one. God damn it. I mean, not a good analogy, but you know what I'm saying? The edibles are kicking in.
Hey, Seth. Good evening or afternoon. Happy 420. Paco, you going to join us? You can join me in Woodbridge if you want. I'm up here in Woodbridge. Come on by. I got a blunt sitting in my truck.
Can you smoke it where you are?
I can go out in my truck and smoke it, yes.
And
stay on the podcast. I figured out how to do it, and we're going to do it that way.
That's funny. Get all the way in, have a podcast in there to figure out how to do it somewhere else real nearby. Hell of a plan. I like it.
I didn't make the rules.
I know. Were you surprised? Thanks for the setup. I appreciate it.
Well, at least I can sit in my car and smoke and stay online. I like that. I just can't see comments, and I can't add anybody to the room when I'm out remotely. That's the only thing I can't do. But we'll have to work that out as we go. We'll figure this out as we go. It's live podcasting 101 here. This is great. This is why nobody does live podcasting, because there's so much stuff that can go wrong.
Yeah, but that's the interesting part sometimes.
I love it.
I mean, tell me somebody doesn't love to watch somebody do a face plant live,
It's how fast you get up.
YouTube's full of it. There's whole shows, ridiculousness made about that. People earn a living counting on that stuff to happen.
Yeah. Hey, I got hit by a car today.
Really?
Yeah.
May I assume you were in a crosswalk?
I was in a crosswalk and somebody ran into my footrest of my wheelchair, and my phone must have scratched the whole side of his car up and put a dent in it because he didn't stop. And I tried to get his license plate, but I think I might have got it. But he had more damage than me, that's for sure.
Oh.
When he goes home, he's going to look at his car like, oh, what happened?
Is there this is the intersection we're all familiar with?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nobody there has a security system that has anything out in the street. I see people getting, caught all the time with this, maybe there's a view and nobody wants to tell you. But if he hit you and fled, that's a crime.
Oh, yeah. He definitely hit me. And then another guy wouldn't stop. He stopped and wouldn't go. He stopped at the intersection and he just said, keep going. He was like trolling me. Keep going. So he was blocking traffic so that I would just keep doing laps in front of him. It was kind of hilarious. I'm like, I'll play your game. Like, what are we doing here?
I had a deja vu memory, and I was the guy in the car that really parallels that, but I don't think I'd want to share it particularly. I was a different person. I was 17, and if you can imagine the joy of a driver's license, like the first week you got it, and it's beginning of summer at the end of my junior year. It's 1969. Go over to Seaside. There's I came from Plainfield for 4 years down here. It's like, there's in bathing suits, and 17. I want to see girls I know in school at the beach, maybe. So you'd go there, but what happened is if you ride along the beach road, there's people waiting to cross, to go to wherever they're parked, and they're walking off the beach, off the boardwalk at Seaside, down that little ramp. They come to, they got to stop. And then I come to a stop that kind of rocks the car a little on purpose and go like that, because, and she's thinking, that's so we can get a good look, No, I did that so as she started walking, I go like this with the car real quick, and she stops and I stop and I go ahead. And she starts again and I do it again. See, it keeps everything right there as long as possible. And never once did anybody behind me beep like they had to go in a hurry. So I thought I was being clever, and it was done with it wasn't intimidating. I was just being a little jerk off, and, there's no happy endings to any of those stories either, except for my first freedom, I did. I wasted it. Hell, the first thing I did that week is I knew a girl lived in just over the, well, I didn't know it was just over Doylestown, Pennsylvania. So I went with my younger brother by 3 years down Route 70 from Toms River, knowing that Pennsylvania was at the end of Route 70 somewhere. But like no map, He's just driving and saw a car, Pennsylvania plates, and it made a turn, and we thought we followed it. He was just going to church. It was a Sunday, And we got there and back. Never should have, and I think a lot of that part of my life was a minefield. I can't believe I stepped through without getting a scratch. There were two different Jim Millers in my lifetime. Actually, 3. There's before, during, and after. This is after.
So wait, I asked you the first time you smoked weed, right? I'm sure I did.
Who, me?
Yeah, what was your story?
Well, nobody offered in high school, and it was like the 60s. It wasn't like quite as, when I say out in the open, it wasn't out in the shadows hardly even. I think apparently because I was a good student, people assumed, they didn't assume I might for some reason. A couple of friends, I had a close circle of friends, and none of us smoked. So I made it through high school, and it didn't seem to matter. And then I was North Carolina State, and I didn't come back for Thanksgiving because I just seemed to stay there, at the time. And being in state school, there was like very few people in their dormitories still in it. And Winston Rogers, somebody I'd become friends with, he was just a gregarious sort of guy. Come on, Millie, you're coming with me. He went back to his room and he talked me into it like in a half a second. There was no talking me into. And I didn't get like real high, but I got different. I felt the touch, and it wasn't, it could have been shitweed. I don't know. But then it was when I came back for Christmas vacation, and what did they call it? Something weed. I don't know. Something that
Backyard boogie.
Tripping weed. Yeah. Oh, it's tripping weed. And it just meant it was really good. And I smoked some. I did get high, and I decided I got to go to my friend's house, because I had some. I got some. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, my closest friends. And the guy's driveway was off Hooper Avenue and going into Brick Township. But it was like way back in the woods. And, it was like a telephone pole next to it. Just before you turn in front of the telephone pole. And it was the third telephone pole because you could not see the driveway from the road, and I had to cut across. At the time, you could go 2 lanes of traffic, each way, but there was no divider. It was an allowed left turn. At least it was for me. And then I felt it. The first judgmental lapses. I realized as I'm going and I'm accelerating and I'm getting to it, and it's really hard to concentrate and shit. I'm having a good time. And I counted wrong, apparently. I went like a telephone pole too soon. There was no driveway. So like when I turned, what I knew would be a driveway was woods. So I plowed straight into the woods. I didn't hit any big trees or anything, and it didn't mean I couldn't back up because I stopped pretty quick. But it was my first, it wasn't a visible freak out, but what was going on in my head, I can remember to now, is like, you know, it was like, it wasn't a good introduction. I mean, I knew it was my fault, so it didn't destroy my exuberance for something that could do this. You know, actually, I got to be just more careful. And then I had to back out, but it's a lot harder to back across 2 lanes of traffic to go back one more telephone pole. And, you know, oh man, but the second time was a lot more fun. It's funny, the one time I did acid the first time, I mean, it took way too much accidentally. So apparently my beginnings were never all that great. You know, it wasn't a real fun story, but I assimilated really quick. I don't know. It was just like, I had to realize real quick, even then, it was better than drinking. Because, I mean, I've done way stupider shit than that, drinking. Yeah. Yeah, that was in the days of buying lids instead of ounces. Or, I just found out why the term was a lid. A coffee can, you know, the lid for it, the ones that had a little plastic lid, held a certain amount till it overflowed. So if you took the typical, it wasn't like great buds and all, but if you took whatever it was, including the seeds, and put it on one that would be just like full, and then it was just overflowing what was on it, on the lid, you put in a bag and it would be a lid. And then instead of quarter ounces or half ounces, you had a 2-finger lid, you had your 3-finger lid, you had your 4-finger lid, and that'd be like putting it in the bag in. Yeah, the fingers would measure it. Like McCormick said, yeah, you want the dealer with the biggest hands is all. Big 4 fingers. I do like to think back at what an incredibly different era it was 50 years ago, when it was real sort of a cat and mouse thing going on. And yeah, frisbees with clean seeds. We didn't find what was called sensimilia for years. How's that possible? What does it grow from? It was Mexican or Jamaican, pretty much one or the other, in the turning of the decade into the 70s. And then other stuff started, creeping in, and people just started making up stuff. The most radical changes, there were 2. $20 ounces went straight to 40 with really quality Colombian. It was better than twice as good as all the rest. So that was like, and it was really expensive, but Hawaiian pot was the best. And a friend of mine had some males. I got to say, but man, it costs them when you could buy ounces for 40. Is it $10 a gram? Fuck, that's expensive for now. He's not scolded by a Point Pleasant Beach policeman because he stopped me and found it real quick and just took it. He was a bud. He wasn't going to bust me. But he and his partner made fun of it because it was so green. It was like really green, bright green. And all the rest was brown. And the only thing that was green was like shade leaves and stuff. And to them, they heard green. If it was really green, it was no good. So they took it and like laughed at me. Hey, if you're going to get busted for something, what do you want to get busted for this green shit for? It's not worth it. And they took it. And to this day, I've hoped that they smoked it. Come on, let's take a toke. It's a boring night. We got his pipe. We got lighters of our own. We got this bullshit green bud. Let's give it a try. Never know. Guys got to have dreams. Somewhere there's another story the opposite way on this by two old retired policemen.
I went to Point Pleasant yesterday. Spent the day at the beach, walking there. Had my chair up and down the boardwalk. Had fun. I haven't been there in a couple of years. It was nice. And then I went to the Brielle Council meeting, and to make sure they had a porta-john. And they did. It was a handicapped porta-john. It was the nicest porta-john I've ever taken a dump in my life. It was purple, and it was brand new. And I sat there and I just let go. It was great. I felt so good. What a relief.
What do you think that costs them to have there?
$350.
That's for a day. Did they keep it? Did they bring it just for the meetings they have it?
You can literally call them every meeting and make them bring it there if you wanted to. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But disabled people wouldn't know to do that. That's the thing. They
Yeah.
wouldn't know to do that ahead of time. And I said to them, how about Zoom access? Can we request Zoom access? If someone like is on their deathbed and they want to testify, are you going to deny them? You have Zoom. You have all that,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I don't understand. Is there a cost or something they have to do this that costs an exorbitant amount of time, money, or personnel?
Now, we saw them do it for 19 months. We all know that they can do it, and now now all of a sudden they can't do it. Like what? Money? Personnel?
Well, no, but it's a reasonable request of an answer. What did it cost you to do the Zoom meetings in personnel, time, effort, or money? That's all. I mean, you could go ask that question at a council meeting.
Saraville's mayor just took the Zoom away. They had it. They took it away just recently. So, because I was on, I went on the Zoom access meeting because they have Zoom. So I went there. I'm like, I raised my hand. I want to speak in Saraville. They wouldn't let me speak. They kept lowering my hand. I kept raising my hand. They kept lowering my hand. I kept raising it. This went on for about 10, 15 minutes. They kept lowering my hand. Somebody was playing friggin' patty cake with me on the phone. They had somebody there.
Was your
but
picture, were you visible to the others? I mean, like at the meeting?
No, but they had Zoom. They had somebody there. But they wouldn't let me speak.
Did the others know that you weren't being allowed to speak? I'm trying to picture the meeting. They didn't know that. That's why I'm going. That's what makes it easy for them to do, though, too. They couldn't do that I would have been surprised.
So now I'm going to go there next week. I believe it's Wednesday. Yeah. And I'm going to give them a bunch of shit about it.
Yeah.
Because you have someone have energy to play patty cake with me for 20 minutes, but not let me speak.
It'd be funny when you go. You're going to be registered to speak, or you just wait your turn to speak.
Just wait your turn to speak, and I'm going as El Rampador. Any excuse to go there and rip Zabrowski.
Do you get to? What do you do? Raise your hand?
You raise your hand. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. See, so basically, you're like, eventually, you'll have a chance to speak. You could walk right up with your hand raised.
I'm not going to raise my hand. I have
lefty. Look at the big picture. They unraised your fucking hand how many times? No, right? It was like playing patty cake, you said?
Yeah.
Think of the guy that brought his keypad to you on his bike because you call him a keypad warrior, right? So based on that, you raise your hand, they call on you, you go up with your hand raised, and you say, I was at a Zoom meeting here, and you tell them the story with your hand raised. And then at some point, when somebody's going to be looking at you like, why do you have your hand in the air? It's like, oh, you can see that? You can see that. You can see my raised hand. Oh, I thought maybe you couldn't see it, but,
Oh, Jim, you rock, bro. That's amazing. I'm going to hit him with that. That's going to be the 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, part of that, I don't mean I stole, but it was a parallel track that I could remember. It was on Boston Legal, and it was a really good show, William Shatner, and but the guy that played Alan Shore, I remember his name, I forget him, you'd know him. He's a guy that plays in a Blacklist. But anyway, he was a lawyer, and he looked like he was having a shoulder problem, sitting there. And the judge says, is there something wrong? No. And the other lawyer was examining his client, and he knew something was coming. So at some point after half a minute of this, he stood up from doing this to his shoulder and went, I object, and you could see he was just warming up for his objection that he knew was coming. So anyway, that'd be sort of like that. You walk up with your hand up and say, so you all can see it, right? Can you see it as good as you could see when I was at the Zoom meeting? And I kept raising my electronic hand, and somebody kept putting it down, and I kept raising it, and they kept putting it down. And then I would raise it, and they would put it down. Do that an annoying 3 or 4 times and say, oh, I'm sorry, is this annoying you? Yeah. Be the other guy that you're putting his hand down. You give him some shit, man. That'd be fun. Are you muted, or am I not hearing you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I have a microphone problem, but I heard you hear it.
No, that's me. It's Bear.
Ah, it's funny. He must have moved his mouth when you said something.
Yeah, nothing muted. No,
you're not. Yeah,
we can't
you're not muted, but
no,
we can't.
We can't hear you.
You can hear us, so I don't need to mime. Okay.
Yeah, he could hear us, but we can't hear it.
Yeah. The only thing I know in sign language is this means old. That means. Yeah. I learned that from somebody, a guy named Ari, who was deaf. Used to come to the podcasts, and that was very interesting. Yeah. And then one time he wrote down on his. No, he didn't write down on his pad. He tried to mime that he had a pee, and basically holding your hand in front of your crotch and going like that is mime for pee, I guess. At least it wasn't his world, or he's trying to part it on me. And I thought, yeah, and I'd write down, come with me.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah, because I had to escort him in. I mean, you don't go up to a state trooper and say something to him, and you give him that sign as a deaf person, like they'd think he was being called a jerk off or something. So I went with him, and I made sure to be in front of Ari and explained, because he couldn't hear me. He's right behind me. So I explained what he's doing and why I'm here. And then they kind of laughed a little and smiled. And then I turned around, and Ari didn't move. He was looking at me like this. Like, what did you just say? And I thought, of course you could. But so anyway, I'm done.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, Lefty going to the council meeting where they kept taking his electronic hand down, raise it, they put it down, That's funny. Lefty, or Bear, or whoever knows, what's it? Is this the one? This isn't in Brielle. This is somewhere else, though. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Going back to complain about taking your hand down.
Yeah, right.
And then I could go and raise my hand, and they could call on me, and I could say, no, I just wanted to see if you could see it.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I got nothing to say to you. I'm done with you. Next case.
You can do your father's trick, right?
What's that?
You could do your father's trick. Didn't you say your father used to hold his arm up? Or you were telling us that story, remember?
Yeah, but no, tell me more about it, because
when your father was working and one arm would go up if one arm went down.
Oh yeah. That was because he was a delivery guy, a Dugan's, bread man.
Mm-hmm.
And as a little kid, it's funny when you have this big tray that holds some bread and some donuts and things and milk and whatever. You'd go up and to some of the accounts and knock, and they pretty much pick through. And if you had it, you didn't have to walk back to the truck to get it. This way, it shortened things. But as you know, if you pick up something heavy with one arm, your other arm automatically balances it. And I got to tell you, it also taught me a lesson about how I thought it was smart and it was obvious, and how nothing's obvious, because a simple, go ahead, Jenny, pick it up. When I picked it up and my arm shot out, my other arm went out like I was making fun of him for, and I didn't figure that out for years. Why is that?
That is the when we find out what we know, we find out we know nothing, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It's really true. The more I know, the more I learn, the less I know.
Yep. Yep.
Oh well.
So what's going on down there? Anything?
Nothing. I don't know. There's two lefties.
I know.
They look the same though.
Yeah.
One's a little bigger than the other.
They both have on a red shirt though.
Yeah. Well, they're doing different things.
I know. I know. What is that? Oh, here goes my 10th potential spam call.
Now, see, I thought that was like Lefty getting a call wherever he was over there, and they're walking around. Oh, I don't see the phone. Oh, it's you. Okay.
No, it's spam.
I think it's somebody looking for a place to smoke. I could be wrong.
It's not. It says potential spam. You want to call it? It's 800-572-1111.
No, I don't call.
All right, what's on our agenda today? Do we have anything?
We haven't begun yet. We're just waiting to see who trailed in, I guess. I don't know. I get there purposely 3-4 minutes late, and I'm still usually early.
Yeah.
I wait for it'd be a cookie if I bothered cooking it into a cookie, but I wait for the fingerful of balm to take effect before I come on. I want to be in my zone.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Nope.
No, not quite. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know if it was an agenda thing, but he was wondering about the Ratari being at the opening of Mad Hatter or in somewhere else.
No, don't do that, because then it looks like there's a union campaign going on. Don't do that.
That was the advice.
That's not good.
Well, it wasn't the
Did you see
direct advice about that. It was like ask. I mean, you could ask. It wouldn't hurt to ask, but oh yeah, it'd be holding signs that would.
It's the scab rat. It's a scab rat. That's not good. That's not good.
There's more than one kind of rat. Even when I look up a definition of a rat.
Not in the blow up world, Like
well, not in front of the building.
One kind of blow up doll.
Yeah.
But by the stage.
What?
Only by the stage area, way in the back. It wouldn't be like in the front by the business. It would be in the back by the stage area. So it could be just a stage.
What's going to be his purpose? Is it going to say who he is?
Yeah, Ratari
okay.
Yeah, our purpose. Yeah. I don't want to protest the dispensary or make it seem like we're protesting the dispensary.
No, because it will look like that. Because the UAW just put the scab rat up. I sent you the article.
Well, that's why
20-foot rat they got.
Oh, they're a big union.
Yeah. I've seen one time union rat. It's pretty cool. I gotta tell you though, I mean, as much as I support like union doing that, A&P was like right by where Bon Jovi has this restaurant in Silverton. I'd walk up there to get Cheryl stuff when I needed to, and because often my car wasn't working or I didn't have transportation, and at least for a while, and I walked up there and it was a really, really, really hot day, and it was like they were like by the door and like don't patronize it, and I'd like to listen to why. And so I said, why? And I said, but I got to get this. Would you run in and get it? Or you can't run in and get it for me. Anybody here give me a ride to the nearest food store? Because I need to get this. You know, my point was, no, I actually need to go there and I don't have an alternative. It's a product that isn't sold at little superette that was there. And I was just like, I'm a realist, you know. But so I went in, but I bought I think it was like a 6-pack of small Gatorades or something, and gave it to him on the way out. So I support it, but I got to go in there to get it. And then I realized I bought something from who they were protesting, but they were thirsty too. And I wasn't making a point like, see, even you're going to drink from the poison. Well,
you weren't protesting the workers. You were
no,
I
was
protest the management.
You know
that.
Well, look, okay. What I'm saying is they were asking me to not patronize the store.
Don't patronize, right?
And I explained, well, I kind of need to, but if you really want to stick to your guns, give me a ride up to Fisher Boulevard to the food town. And no, we can't do that. And I go, well,
then you got to go to the store. They could have just given you. They could have just given you the Gatorade too.
They didn't have Gatorade.
Oh, they didn't.
Yeah, they were the ones that needed it. I got the Gatorade for them. I mean, I got what I had to get.
Oh, okay.
I got them a 6-pack on the way out, so I support you. But I needed this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's legitimate.
It was in front of what would be Home Depot on Route 70 in Brick. I don't know if it was Home Depot. It was right in that area. And I was so impressed at the size of that thing. Yeah, 20 feet. 20 feet tall.
Yeah.
You know, the eave of a regular size house, the edge of the roof line is usually just under 20 feet, you know, of a 2-story house. So I thought, wow, that was really something. It didn't have that wonderful looking fur that the 10-footer has or whatever. I guess it's a.
Well, they buy it and they keep it forever. They don't keep buying it.
Thing looked like it could take a punch or something. This big rat. Yeah.
Did you make a sign yet for the rat?
No, for
Rattari, Senator Rattari.
Yeah, it's a week from Thursday, right? Yeah. Well, I mean the 22nd. Yeah. No, I've got the poster board. I feel like if I really thought about it and asked the right questions, I could bring everything I need and be able to pull through on site. You know, but it would really be nice to know the distance between the hands when I make the sign, so that hand isn't poking through a word.
I really like this picture. The picture is good.
Yeah, you get a blow up rat like that.
That was really good, Lefty. How did you find that?
It's AI, just to do AI.
Okay. It's awesome. I like it.
That's amazing. There's a bunch of cool ones.
So it's not real?
No, we didn't pose for this one.
I thought you'd been working out or something, man. Look at you.
A little bit.
Yeah. I wouldn't mess with you.
He's fighting. Rattari's fighting cannabism.
Is there any way artificial intelligence could like morph Scutari's face into Rattari's face, where you would recognize the Scutari nature of it? I mean,
those things cost money.
Didn't you hear me when
sitting at a meeting or something? You know, I'd like to make a picture of that.
Yeah, if you pay for the service, you can do pretty much anything. Drop pictures in there.
Let me ask you something. That's free?
Yeah, it's a free one.
Nothing's free, right?
I'm surprised it's free because it's like really good, and it's if you know what to ask it, it comes up. and I'm pretty easy. Masked guy in a wheelchair fighting a senator with a rat head. That's all it is.
Wow. Hey, is there a limit to how many times you can do it? Because
No, you can make a bunch. I made a bunch of them, man. I'll put
so
them up.
you telling me I could sit around here and come up with shit like that, and they do my dirty work?
Yes.
No.
On Messenger, Facebook Messenger. You have to go on Facebook Messenger,
Yeah.
and it's on there. It should be an AI on your Messenger somewhere.
Yeah, I'm better off not knowing how to do that. Seriously, I got enough distractions.
You'll lose hours of your life in there, believe me.
Yeah,
I don't have hours.
Don't
Don't have hours. Don't have hours.
Don't do it. I started doing it like when it first came out, and then I was just making too many weird pictures, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah. I would start to question my own. Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
Yeah. It's good for like when you write something, sometimes if you're going to post it, like just to check out if it sounds okay, and they'll like rewrite it or not, or it won't. If you're good, you're good. They don't touch it. Good.
You can make an uplifting version, a inspirational version.
I didn't know they had versions. Really?
Yes.
All different. Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
That's AI. It gets more I all the time. It's AI. Now what we need is artificial deciphering of news stories. In other words, well, I mean, I'm trying to think of something that I would find useful other than having fun, which, I like. I just go to you. I have fun finding things on YouTube, when I get a new. I like reaction videos to things that make me feel like there's other people that thought that part was good. All right, good. Like one moment in a song that makes me go, oh. Other people will get right by them and they're jerk offs. I go to the next reactor and somebody hears the same thing as me, and I feel like there are other birds of my feather.
All right, so you saw who you have on this week is Mike Robinson.
I find it hard to believe there's people listening to the Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that was interesting to see about Mike Robinson.
He's good. I met him when he was homeless.
Yeah.
So I've known him a pretty long time. I didn't think of him right away, and then I said, "Oh, Michael love to do this." Because he's really gotten himself out there, but he's still sick. He still has cancer.
Yeah.
But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good talker. He's pretty well versed, in the cannabis world. He did his research.
Yeah, when you
and
say
he got himself out of being homeless. He went from homeless to, and now he's got that girlfriend, and the girlfriend has a daughter with epilepsy. So he's he's in touch with a lot of different people. He'll be interesting. You'll like him.
You say he still has cancer. Is that something that's just going to be part of his life, or however long?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I've known him for a long time. Yeah, he's he gets better for a while. He uses Rick Simpson oil. He gets better for a while, and then he's not. I don't know. He just wrote me a 10-page email with a text message before. I didn't read it. But he's still on. But he's on. He's on.
Well, my brother Rick sees that because he looks at my Facebook thing, and you posted it there, and he got in touch with him already. He's like, maybe I should get in touch with him, because of cancer stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So I had to ask Rick, what the hell are you talking about? And he told me, let me go to my Facebook page and see what you're talking about then. So I read through it, and I thought, that's really keeping the Thursday streak alive. It's like you're bowling strikes, and you got halfway to a 300 perfect game for Thursdays, getting these bang up guests, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, and then the following week, I think I'm gonna have my friend Neek. She does research studies. She's one of the cannabis nurses, but she works in the Olin Psychiatric Institute where they do all the research in, I think it's Connecticut. She was here yesterday. She just drives down, but she's got a good story to tell too, and she's interesting to listen to, because if because she's my friend, I would, if she wasn't interesting, I would just tell her I would be quiet already.
Yeah. She'd appreciate it.
Yeah, but she'll be fun. She'll be fun, and she's nice. She's a really nice person.
Yeah, I feel like a slacker. I mean, I've run into some interesting people in my life that I'm sitting there going, "Oh, you get all these good guests," and that logical part of me is saying, "Well, Jim, you know some
people, Jim.
I know. What's wrong with me? Why haven't I jumped in?
Or you know
make
what?
it too easy.
How about you? Well, then do this. Give me their names. I'll do the reach out. You take the credit and all that, and okay, we could do it that way. I know how you guys are.
I got to go back and look at the people I know and see what they're involved in.
See if
If
they're
it's
still
something
alive.
like current. No, well, current. I mean, it's like people more
change,
national, but more nationally too. And
yeah. Look, send me some people, and I'll do the.
yeah, I could call out people that would certainly likely already know you, even
Paco.
Hey, what's going on today?
Paco, medical patient. Nice.
Hello, everyone.
Paco.
So
Paco
like
had a dab. He had to go. I know this. Here we go. Yes, sir. There it is. Woo-woo.
Smoke it if you got it.
Because I always got it.
Yes, sir. It looks like a spicy one too.
I got a temperature control device here to check the temperature before I take it, to be honest.
Hey, there's that company Ascend. They've been buying up a lot of the dispensaries around here, up here.
That's usually how it happens with the monopolization in the recreational state.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
They build businesses and then corporate giants come in to buy them and then make all the profits. Yep. Social equity.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all over Bergen County. I went into a dispensary last week. It's one that I usually go to if I have to go somewhere, and they I could tell they weren't familiar with me, or not pay attention to who I'm talking to anyway. I just talk, and they weren't familiar with what I was saying. And then I said, "Do you have any cards?" And oh no, he said, we just moved in. So I said, moved in. It was the same place, Then I got a coupon right in the mail. So Jay says to me, "Here, do you want to keep this? It's for Ascend." So I said, "Oh, what's up for the one in Fort Lee?" He said, "No, Rochelle Park." I was like, "Oh, they did buy that. Okay." So they've been one by one. There's one in Butler. There's one in Compton. They're just moving around and buying them all up. And then the girl that does my hairstylist, her husband is one of the benefactors for Ascend. So I don't know. They're a little pricey. I liked when it was just mom and pop over there when I had to use it. It's a lot easier. Paco, how you feeling?
Huh?
How you feeling?
Better now.
That's good to hear.
Way better now.
Yes,
I
sir.
feel a little better after I take my RSO shortly.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys doing this evening? Jim, Lefty, Sue, Bear?
I think we're all okay, right?
I got hit by a car today. I don't know.
We're living the life.
Yeah. I didn't need to set the bar so low today. It's a pretty good day. I usually set the bar low so I can step right over it into good day.
That's what I like to hear, Jim.
Yeah, it's like always. If I wake up and there's no curveballs waiting for me in the news or messages or anything, the day's mine to screw up. And almost any time I've had a bad day, I was the one that could have prevented it.
Right.
So I just like to ride a good start, and I got to be conscious of that. And then I got to be willing to listen to the voice of reason that I have. I, for some reason, feel it to my left side. But that voice of reason's been a freaking pain in the ass for a couple of days. A real slave driver. It's like I'll be sitting there like thinking of something, and I'll end up seriously actually saying to myself so I hear it, Jim, what are you doing? Fuck. But to my credit, I go, fuck me, not fuck you. It's me. Yeah. So I'm just trying to listen to my, and like I was saying before, the thing that I say most often when somebody has a situation or has to deal with something is, did it surprise you?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because sometimes it's the answer is almost always, well, no, it didn't surprise me. And then I feel vindicated about, I'm like that a lot myself, but it also urges me not to be that one being surprised. I saw it coming and I leaned out right into that one. Well, I mean, if you can't bitch slap yourself, you're in trouble, really.
I think that's a Jersey thing, because people have looked at me like kind of sideways when I've said that fuck me.
Yeah.
I think that's just our thing.
People say that a lot, but they don't mean it.
No.
There's a difference between
you drop something.
Right.
Drop something. I say fuck.
Yeah. But somebody will
That's
go,
definitely a Jersey thing. I guarantee you that's a Jersey thing,
right?
Yeah. But within
everyone would be like, "Why are you being so negative towards yourself?"
Yeah. I've gotten crooked looks from people like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you beating yourself up so much? It's definitely an East Coast Jersey thing for sure.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jim? I apologize.
Well, I don't have the luxury of always being right,
Time for another one.
Don't have that luxury.
I think it's
what's it like?
We're not as sensitive as like the rest of the world is, sensitive
to
comments and what have you,
Time to take another one, back to back. Fuck you. Time back to back medication.
Yeah. I got guessed that I was from Jersey, and I don't have a Jersey. I don't know if there is a Jersey. There's like 5.
You have an attitude.
But it was when I was first in Fort Lauderdale, and I was looking for something new, and I might stay there, and realized I don't know anybody south of here, and I don't know anybody south of, I think it was Virginia, and I realized if I think that's somebody I know, it's probably not, and I don't know, I kind of liked it. But I was in line to get pizza at a place that looked popular because it had a line and there's other places. And I turned around to the people behind me. I said, look, I'm not from around here. Judging by what you see, where would you expect to find me if I was to have a beer somewhere?
New Jersey.
And, and the guy said, what are you, from New Jersey? And it didn't really occur to me. It wasn't an insult and it wasn't a compliment. And it kind of went over my head, but we're talking about this now. I realized, I wasn't hey, where would you find a guy like me? I was just trying to saying profile me and where do you think I'd fit? And damned if I didn't fit in where they said.
Oh, look, there's the other lefty there again.
Yeah, lefty's doppelgangers joining the video.
It's awesome. That's a word I've never used that I really got to use. I try to say at least one new word every day, and one that I would like to.
Okay, so what's your new word for today?
I haven't used one yet.
Okay.
I was going to use doppelganger, but he fucked it up.
I don't like that word. It's a dumb word. It doesn't. I don't like it at all.
Doppelganger,
But that leads me to, and with these wonderful answer machines all around me, I'm getting quite used to just asking these questions like, "What's me?" And I'm really surprised at some of the answers. It does seem like just somebody threw one out there to see if they could get a name into the American lexicon, and they were successful where I've never been.
All right, I'm retiring that one, and I'm gonna use this little guy now.
Yeah, you're fun to watch. All I got is, I'm in Palookaville.
That's getting litty. Gotta medicate, man.
Yeah.
Keeps me off the opiates.
That's good. That's good. You
Well,
keep
yeah.
you keep doing what you're doing.
Oh
Do
yeah.
the right thing for yourself.
And did you say? I think Joanne posted it. Somebody came to a conclusion in some sort of study that cannabis can help people deal with opiates, get off whatever. I mean, it was like
We've all posted that
Yeah, it
stuff.
was-
Yeah.
That was my biggest shock with New Jersey, that they allowed
Yeah.
what is it, opiate use disorder or
disorder,
something like that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, being a pharmaceutical state, that they allowed that, considering
They had to. They had to. Because
walk
they're
car is
looking at
right up
considering that.
in Tenafly on Route 3 next to Giant Stadium. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I got a problem with Reach New Jersey, that we can have a medical program where acknowledge that this can help people with what they call opiate abuse disorder, and yet if you call Reach New Jersey about all the options available to you, because man, I don't want to use no more, they don't ever mention that. They don't.
They should. That's so wrong.
They don't. But so
Yeah,
how
but
can
you know what? We have doctors that come on to, like, different sites, like what's his name, Tischler, who he was supposed to be like a good cannabis doc a long time ago, and he's not. He just like puts these ridiculous. I mean, people come right at him too and tell him, what kind of scientist are you? Like, what kind of specialist are you that you would even print something? But listen to this. This is something that a friend of mine was telling me about, right? She's another nurse, and a friend of hers, she had bought in a dispensary. It's THCP, and she got really, really sick. And I said, I've never heard of it. And she had a picture of it and all. I said, I've never heard of it. I've never seen it anywhere. So I looked it up, and every bad thing about it is in, I don't know, Leaf Well, or one of those places that we would accept what they have to say. So it's THCP. It makes people sick, and it must be a synthetic.
Yeah, well, the fact that you got a guess, or it must be, that's more disconcerting to me. That it shouldn't be guesswork what's in it.
No, and that's what happens in the dispensaries. Everybody's selling mushrooms, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that. What are you gonna do?
Doing it.
Yeah. That's why they know you from Jersey. Did you hear yourself?
Yeah. Well, it was a song, or something, wasn't it?
It was a song, yeah.
Huh. Well, it's probably an old one, and I'd say I'm dating myself, but I'm looking at myself right there. I'm already.
You're already dated. You've been dated. We're dated, Jim.
Yeah, nobody said.
Okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. This is the goal, isn't it? You know, I mean, this is what's in it. This is, you want to get to the end of the rainbow.
Yeah. Look how cool we are. Still.
We heard the good music live.
We did.
Yeah. I realize how that sounds. But.
Yeah, but it's kind of the truth, isn't it?
I think in some ways it is, but I mean, I'm wearing a Sublime shirt, and I didn't grow up on Sublimes. My adult musical life, I like the music, not necessarily how it worked out for me.
I'm wearing a Pepe's
Pepe Le
Cafe.
Pew? Oh.
Not Pepe Le Pew. No, Pepe's Cafe. It's a Cuban place. It's been open since like 1907 or something like that.
Ooh,
and it's
old.
like really run down, but it's good. It's good. It's got good food. They have good
Look
food.
at that. Look like a warning. Big red warning. Look out. This is good.
There we go.
All right. I gotta go cook some food. So I'll jump back on when I'm done. Okay?
Okay.
Have a good one.
Take notes.
Take notes, yeah.
I'll make
Got
sure
it all up
you're
there, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
See you later.
You know,
man.
it's one thing she can say, "I'll see you later" because she sees us, but I don't know what it is. I mean, why can't I let shit go like at the end of a newscast? We'll see you again tomorrow. And I'm like, you better not see me tomorrow. And I hope you don't see me now.
Damn, Lefty, you smoking a cannon, dude.
What's
Yeah,
that?
this is for after, but
Oh.
I'm smoking it now.
Oh, man.
Never hurts to smoke it now.
Yeah, really.
Sorry, Bear. I was saving this for you, but you didn't come down. I got another one for you though.
Whatever.
Yeah, when you say that, you don't want to look proud of yourself, though.
That's all good.
It's like, sorry.
It's whatever. Hey,
Bear knows.
You gotta smoke. It is what it is. We know what we do.
I'm about to catch up to you right now and take another dab.
Oh, I was just ready to get that off, and I realized that's not me, is it? Oh, it is. What's that doing up there? What the hell?
Oh my god, these things are amazing. So these are RSO infused honey sticks.
Here. I got my little thing and something to smoke. You guys got like, I gotta catch up.
What does that mean? What does that mean? RSO infused honey sticks. What the hell is that?
RSO infused with honey? What do you mean?
Infused with honey?
Yeah, RSO
And that's
infused
it?
with honey. Yeah, it's it. It's just
I've never
honey and
seen that
RSO.
before. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's amazing. I put it in my tea every morning and my coffee in the morning. I also got this that I gotta bring over. I gotta bring over for Jim. I got some of these bath salts, you know, for the little soak, CBD soak.
Well, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. You want one, Lefty?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I got you, dude. I got you. You're gonna love it though.
It sounds like fun. It sounds like a lot of fun. I haven't done the whole soap thing yet. I haven't jumped into the whole. I like natural soaps and stuff, and like the lavender soaps and the chocolate soaps and all the crazy soaps that they have out there. So I'm down. I use Irish Spring every day. I'm terrible.
400 milligrams of CBD Himalayan salt. This one's for you, Lefty. Pumpkin spice, because you're a basic.
Pumpkin spice, yes.
Next time I see you, remind me to give it to you, please. I'll make sure I keep it in my car.
You coming up for the grand opening?
I might. What day is
Hopefully
it?
I'll
Is
see
it
you.
Thursday?
It's a Saturday.
Oh, I thought it was
Saturday the 7th and Saturday the 14th. It's going to be a week-long celebration. So we got a reggae band for the 7th. We got a heavy metal band for the 14th. And we're just going to have vendors and food stuff and whoever wants to come out and vend and take over the parking lot. Let's do it.
You did it. Sounds like a good time.
Got a DJ. Got a couple of good DJs. Got a really good techno DJ.
Oh, shit, huh?
So we got some fun.
Sounds like it's going to be lit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time. I might have to stop through.
What's the hours of operation that day?
They open from, I think, 10 to 10. But the operation for us will be like 10 to dusk. 10 to dusk. Unless they bring lights. If someone brings like colored lights and stuff, well, then that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Depends. I mean, if people want to play music and just keep going, we can keep going. Whatever.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works. If there's people here and they're not going to go away, we're going to play some more music. I like parties like that.
Me too.
I've done sound for parties like that. The
Fun
sound system
just
I have
don't
is
stop.
I've had raves done. That sound system has done so many raves, parties over the years.
Nice.
It's like a curtain call, an encore. Okay, we're going to stop at dusk, but we're going to do an encore with some lights.
Yeah.
It's an undetermined amount of time.
I actually do have 100 feet of rope light somewhere.
You should wrap it around the rat's neck.
Just wrap.
Yeah.
Make a little
At the
scarf.
expo. At the expo. We had the lights at the expo last year. It was amazing. We'll do the rat with fucking lights. Yes. Wow.
It's gonna be a sight to see. Lit up on rat with 100 foot of lights wrapped around it. Holy crap!
Yeah. Rattori.
We'll have room this year because last year we had the whole intersection set up, so that took up the whole, pretty much half the booth. This
Yeah, I
year
remember.
we'll just Ratari will be just taking over the booth now. Senator Ratari. And
Dude, I'll never
thousands of
forget.
people,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
thousands of people are going to see that shit. It's going to be great.
Dude, I'll never forget after last year, after your performance on stage, and you almost fucking fell off that fucking ramp.
I ain't doing
Oh
that
my
again.
God. Dude, that was so. I'll never forget. Mike just put his whole fucking hand on your chest, like, "No, Lefty, don't fall." I was like, "Oh!" I was like, grabbing your chair. I was like, "What the fuck? Lefty, put it in drive."
You saved me.
Because it was just like that teeter, just no good, dude.
No,
Yeah.
he saved me.
Yeah,
I
Mike.
ain't doing that.
Talk about right place, right time for Mike. Just like, whew. I was like, "What the hell, dude?" It's like, what? Like, I mean, Mike is also really tall, so it helped out. If it would have been my short ass, I would have, like, got all kneecap. You know what I mean? I would have been like, "No, Lefty."
Yeah, you'd had some momentum going then.
Yeah, then you would have got momentum. But Mike caught you fucking right at the top, which was nice, and eased it down. Oh, my God, that was so sketchy. But that was a steep incline, too, Lefty. That's some cojones, bro, to go up a steep hill like that, incline like that, dude.
That was dumb.
Not to mention coming down, dude.
I think I was nuts. What was I thinking?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you were just really high at a 420 Expo.
I wanted to prove a point. I wanted to prove a point that there's no wheelchair access to the thing, and I proved my point. So that's
And
all it
this is what could happen. You know, people could fall down trying to get in.
Exactly. Hopefully they do
Like
better
when I
this
went-
year.
Yeah, they're gonna go good this year. Like when I went to Brielle the other day, I didn't need to set up the ramp and do all that shit again because I already proved my point to Annette. I just went to go thank them for the crapper.
I honestly, when I saw that on your YouTube, I was like, oh, on your live, I was like, oh wow, they actually put it up for them. That's I commend them for that. You know, they gave you so much gripe for it before, but like, why do you need accessibility for it? Whatever. Like, what do you mean whatever? What? Like, do what you're supposed to do as a township. What?
Did you take a picture?
Oh yeah, I got some video. I actually took a video of me taking a crap, but I don't think I'll
That's
share
what I was
that.
going to ask you. Did you take a selfie inside? I knew you were going to do it.
I had to do it.
Okay,
It looked like
see
a
nothing.
fairly new one too. Like they didn't give you like a dog one. You know what I mean? It was like pretty new, to be honest.
It was beautiful. It was purple. It was a purple, brand new. I sat down. I felt so comfortable in there. It was great.
That's awesome.
I felt like I was home.
I'm glad it worked out for you, man.
So they had that there for that event for that night, and then it's off with it, and they did that. That's like quite an expenditure for a night.
It is.
I'd like to know how long it stays there for.
Yeah, maybe they just gonna leave it there. Oh, you'd have to give them a prize. I don't know what you do.
I think it costs as much to rent it for a day as it is for like.
Peter, what are you doing?
What's going on there?
Yeah, Bear, what you got going on over there, bro? Is that graba or is that like garlic?
Oh nah, I'm making my wife's dinner.
Oh, I thought you were rolling a blunt with some tobacco. I was like, okay,
That's
shaking it out, shaking the tobacco on it. Okay, I
nah,
see you. Beef and broccoli.
that's putting on the rub that I gave you, Ed.
Oh, that's that rub. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I was.
Oh, I gotta show you this sweet new little toy I got. I'll be right back.
Ed,
Ooh.
Oh,
Let's
is that ribs?
the whole steak,
see.
the steak.
Oh man. Uh-oh. He's cooking.
Wow, that's good.
Save me a bite. It's cool. I can zoom in on everyone. I'm watching everyone do their stuff. This is cool.
So check this out. I picked this thing up the other day. Little pipe, miniature pipe.
Nice.
But it takes a banger.
Oh, look at that.
So I got it custom made so I can just like go to events and stuff, and like when I need to medicate, just bam, bam. And now I'm medicating, bro.
Wow.
So let's fucking take it for a test drive.
Man.
Lefty, I gotta get you one of these. I'm gonna put you in touch with the artist, bro, so you can medicate wherever you want. Cause you know those little cigar lighters? Get your cigar lighter with it. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do some more ice cream cake. Oh shit! Dropping fucking 2-gram jars of hash. Cheers, guys. Oh yeah, thing rips really nice for a little mini pendant, you know.
No kidding. It's a fashion statement.
To be honest, there's no water, no nothing, so it's like really dry, but it works.
Oh, boy.
Couple more dabs and I'll be good to go.
Damn.
Yeah, I need like 2 more and I'll be fine.
I'm good to go just watching.
I wish. You know what it is? Like my tolerance is so high. I'll go through a jar of these. It's a 2-gram jar a day. You know? And like the problem is in the state of New Jersey, like what does that cost in the dispensary? It's like literally like I think $100 or $90 a half gram right now. So it's $180 a gram. That's $360 a day I'd have to spend to medicate myself through the state properly.
That could be a modern day record.
Not sustainable.
No, it's not sustainable in this state. And I understand, you know, hash rosin is a very expensive concentrate, but you're not going to sit here and tell me that it's not feasible when it's obviously very, very feasible for me to medicate daily. Daily with my medication. Do you understand? Like, and when I mean daily, I mean daily, multiple jars on jars of flavors. Like, I'm not going to spend that type of money with the state. Are you kidding me? $1,200 on 4 jars? No way.
Hell,
$1,200 for 4 jars.
hell no. $300.
Listen, I'm good.
That's sign language for you got to take a leak.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I know.
Only done lower.
They can go take a leak somewhere else because that's crazy. It's like, how are you going to expect me, someone who's semi-disabled with a messed up spine, with spinal cord damage, not to mention neuropathy, to sit there and dish out literally what a mortgage could be, what my rental could be for the month, to appease the state and their tax? I'm good. No, thank you. Bye. That's crazy. But then they don't understand. These politicians don't understand because they don't know the know-how or knowledge to understand what it takes to produce this type of stuff. You know?
Yeah, and plus, you know, when you have that reason for needing all that, it's got to suck when somebody looks with admiration. Man, you get to do all that. You know, like, screw you. This is like, you know, you'd probably love to give that up just for social smoke, you know?
I wish I didn't have to smoke as much cannabis that I'm allergic to stay off of opiates.
That's
politicians
crazy.
only understood that I'm allergic to cannabis, and it literally messes up my sinuses, makes me break out, but I'm still ingesting it every which way I can to literally live a better quality of life, yet they don't seem to understand that.
Well, I do know. I don't, you know, I started, everybody's, you know, got multiple things to smoke, and I got what I'm very happy with, straight bud.
Nice.
But I got to tell you, normally I don't brag about stupid shit. But just a moment ago, I looked up and I thought, oh man, we got shelves just like that. Fuck, that's my shelves. Okay. Yeah. No, seriously. And it wasn't a flash thing that took that long. It was like, it would have been like this. It'd been like, whoa. Yeah, well, yeah, in my defense, I might have been down there before, and I'm, you know, looking and leaning in, and it's full screen on here. Yeah. Hey, I got a keyboard too. Holy crap! What are the odds of that?
Peripherals.
So basically, you make bubble hash first
Correct.
with the ice water, and then you smush it. Then you smush the hash to make oil.
Well, no, first you dry it, then you smush it.
Dry it. How do you dry it?
Freeze dry.
Freeze dry it.
So this is the bubble hash first, before it gets all nastied up and before it gets all purified. And damn, I keep missing the camera. And that's what it looks like. That's just pure bubble hash.
Wow.
To be honest, my personal favorite to medicate with that like nobody like can get, like they don't even sell it in the recreational market anywhere in the country. It's called it's called glove hash. This is literally what comes off of the trimmer's gloves when they're trimming the cannabis plant, ready for, you know, for baggage. Yeah. And they stick this on. It's literally sticky hash, and it comes off of the gloves and the fingertips. And I'd rather smoke this than this.
Wow.
You understand this? And this is like a nice 2-gram jar of expensive hash rosin. I'd rather smoke this dark, full spectrum stuff because it helps me more with my pain.
I've smoked glove hash. I've made it, and you take the gloves and you put them in the freezer, and then you can take the hash off, and it's just amazing. Yeah,
it smokes so nice. Like I literally throw that in my joints. Like I smoke a joint. I don't have to smoke for the rest of the day when I put that stuff in.
It's all trichomes and just sticky. It's just stickiness. All the stickiness is on those gloves, and whatever it is, it's amazing.
Like I said, it's considered full spectrum. So
yeah,
you got to realize, like when you're washing like hash rosin, you're only collecting the heads, separating the heads from the tails, squished heads. You know, they're separated by micron. So when you don't have it separated and you have it all together in just one squished factor, air drying to the point where it becomes similar to like regular hash. And, yeah, it's got a lot more, like I said, medicinal properties for me, in my opinion, for my pain, realistically.
Yeah, this is like ringing an ancient bell from seriously close to 50 years ago, where we get hash and it would be like the story would be, yeah, this is like, wasn't glove hash, it was hand hash scraped off, you know, they scrape it off their hands and go on and scrape it. And yeah, it just sounded like a silly sort of story, but it's pretty damn similar. So there had to be a basis for that, and it wasn't like hard like palm leaf hash and well, whatever else was which palm leaf, I don't know. Yeah, that was supposedly from Hawaii, and Hawaiian cannabis was like top of the chain right then. But then you never know. I mean, people just make shit up back then. And I told you, I did that one time. I'd buy a quarter and get an ounce free. I'd sell 3. That's how I went through my earliest smoking years. And I've been impressed for what kind is it? What kind is it? I didn't know there was different kinds. It comes for there are differences, obviously, kinds, but that's, I think I've told you, that's when I called it Ecuadorian blue. And I wanted to call it blue because it seemed like something that would never be a color you would use for the buds. And damned if somebody didn't offer to sell me some Ecuadorian blue about 6 months later. Hey, man, I got some Ecuadorian blue. I didn't tell him he was busted. No, that's my story. You definitely didn't get it unless you bought it from me about 6 months ago. Yeah. Yeah, but it shows how little I knew then. This is laughing weed. This weed makes me tired. This weed I can study best with. You're all full of shit. It's all the same thing. Really, I mean, okay, it's different. It was real fun overall the rest of the time finding out just how wrong I was. And that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. And that was the tip of the tip. Turns out it's a more complex plant than just that.
I like the texture of the glove hash.
What is that? What is that like? Is it stickier or?
It's weird because it's like
Moroccan hash.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's different.
It used to be like to crumble it up. Put it a little on a pin, get it a little warm, and it would crumble. Would it be like that, or would it start to get stickier? Or?
It's a little crumbly, a little bit of like little, like not sticks, but like what do they call them? The trichomes in there. They're like very weird looking. Like you don't really see that too often. Glove hash.
Very hard to come by unless you know some trimmers.
Gotta love the gloves.
Yeah.
Very hard to come by. Like
that was always a good treat. Well, that's why they keep it for themselves. That glove hash. That's something you keep for yourself. If you got glove hash and your gloves that's your gloves, you take.
Oh yeah, right.
When I worked in a facility, I used to literally buy people lunch for their gloves.
Yes.
But like, yo, I'll buy you some tacos for your gloves. I'm like, how many tacos are you talking? I'm like, 4 or 5. We were talking. Both gloves, one glove.
one taco per finger.
Yeah. They gotta be street tacos then, man. They gotta relax.
Yeah.
No Cantina tacos that are like this big.
What's that, Bear?
You'd be paying an arm and a leg for that.
Literally.
Yeah, man, but I don't know what it is about that glove hash. Like I said, that I'm guessing it's because it's full spectrum from the plant itself, and everything is like so fresh off the plant, and like isn't cured, isn't dried. Like most of this hash rosin's cured anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Unless it's fresh press, which fresh press is like hard to find anyway in New Jersey.
What does it look like that the bud would be pressed with? To get, if that's what you're talking about.
Two heat presses. It's aluminum blocks with like heat devices, diodes in them.
Yeah, I think because Colleen vaguely had early version of that some years ago, and I was in disbelief. I mean, she did it, and then all of a sudden there's like the oil or there, and I forget the method of ingestion, but it's pretty impressive. So much to learn still.
Yeah, man, it took me years just to even learn about hash rosin. It's probably like 2.5, 3 years before I finally figured it out and got it right, Because I used to wash in Oregon. That's what I did. Work on a medical facility, medical cannabis farm, medical farm, and then we'd wash it. I'd be the washer and press it and stuff. It's cool stuff.
Oh my!
It's nice taking part in making someone else's medication.
See, now I look up and I see them shells behind me, and I feel stupid. I'm just sitting here feeling stupid. So, I feel like I get it.
Dude, you're a stoner, bro. It's gonna happen.
There you go.
Our depth of perception is gonna.
Let me get that light right behind my head. See if I can look like Jesus.
That's why I'm trying to block the light. I'm trying to get the halo effect. And
something about being a stoner. I like being that type that would be like, "Hey, you know what I just did?" Where you could get away with being stupid, nobody would ever know. But I think a real stoner likes to tell other stoners, just how stupid they could be at times. I mean, I've stepped through a lifetime of a minefield with cannabis. I mean, I got some sort of lucky streak going. Never been busted unless I meant to.
Knock on wood, same here.
Yeah. Except when I wanted to.
Lefty, how you feeling after that blunt, man? You got quiet after that blunt, dude.
Yeah, I'm good now. I feel much better.
Good. That's what I like to hear, man.
We got $100 coming to us, about $100 through Facebook. And they always ask me, because PayPal always asks me, do you want us to put this in your PayPal account? And we'll blah, 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 we're good, but we'll do this and we'll do that. I'm like, no. Because remember, PayPal stole $3,000 from us a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They literally stole.
Really?
What through Facebook? What was the source of that?
It's maybe a birthday. Somebody had a birthday or some kind of a giving fund. Facebook always gives us money.
Yeah.
$100.
How long does it take to get birthday money? I know they draw it out. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do PayPal. I'll wait for them to send me a check.
Yeah. Well, mine wasn't really successful. I think it was just under $100 is all, but it should be coming in.
That was the one, maybe because it was $100 and something.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 105 or something. Was given.
That's it. That's the one.
Good. All right.
It's coming.
All right.
We'll have money in the coffers again. We're broke after the rat and the battery. We're broke.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear because, it's just that easy to do. It's sort of like I don't send it out there and beat the bushes for donations. I just kind of count on, whoever would. It's just people already anyway. I could just easily ask them, but, I do like to encourage others. Huh.
I think Bear got a phone call. That's what happens when you get a phone call. You go blank and you lose them. That's what happened to me out there. So I had to do airplane mode when I'm outside. Oh. Who's this? Okay. Yeah.
Hey, what you could do? You could tell people if they have a birthday fundraiser, you'll have a party at the end of a year for everybody that had a fundraiser and spend some of that funds on a party. It'd be kind of interesting. I mean, quite a Sativa Cross fundraiser. The yearly Facebook birthday fundraisers. Nobody else. Plus one, whatever.
I wonder if that's donations from people because I know Facebook lets you do donations to certain pages.
Yeah,
donations with tokens and stuff through Facebook Meta, I believe it is. Could be wrong though. I really don't
No, all I know is they send me, you want to have a birthday fundraiser, and you get for a 501c3, for a nonprofit, and I guess they check out and find that out. But yeah, I had one last year too. It's kind of funny, not funny, but it's like Ken has a CMMMJ birthday fundraiser each year. That's where. So it's kind of funny though that I have Sativa Cross fundraisers. Good luck at CMMMJ, Ken. Sort of like I gotta pick a hole. Not much of a choice.
Oh, we lost Bear. I just realized now we lost Bear. That means my manager's starting to kick in.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if he rejoins us. Keep an eye out here.
No.
But yeah, it was a good day today on the road.
It wasn't too bad driving down?
Well, I got hit by a car in Bayonne.
Oh, you mean that road? Okay.
That road.
Like actually driving down Avenel.
Those crazy drivers. And he got the worst of it.
You all right though? You good?
Yeah, he hit the wheelchair footrest.
Yeah, but are your feet all right? Did your feet get hit too, or
no? He just hit the footrest. Okay. But I had to brace myself because it was like I had to stop, and he was like running into me. So my phone hit his car, and it just scraped the whole side of his car, probably dented it. So.
And you didn't get a plate, huh?
I might have gotten his plate. I was so like, whoa, that I think I got his plate. I think I got it. Good. Here's Bear. There he is.
Yeah, I got a phone call.
Yes.
Bear.
Yep. Phone calls will just drop you.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Chef Bear in the kitchen. I see you. What happened, Jim? The flowers catching up to you, bud?
Yeah, well, I took a lick of balm that, I get lazy. I don't make the cookies, and it becomes literally a potluck. So it's refrigerated, so I don't actually get to do a fingerful. So I scrape, out a little jar, and it becomes like flaky, greasy, flaky. And I can only tell when I get it in my mouth, and it recompresses a little bit. Ooh, that was a big one. That was my reaction to this one. So I may be drifting off a little bit now and then.
That's why you're so relaxed.
Well, I like do both. I like that, and then I catch up with something, and usually it's a little just for one.
Well, thanks for the reminder. Now I can eat some edibles while I'm on the live.
Yeah, but it really it balances out for me. And when I saw a graph, and it was a Patients at a Time conference like 18 years ago, and it was like, okay, as best as a measurement could be, according to whatever scientist they had there, it's like when you inhale, here's how you get high like that, and then here's the rate of descent, and then with an edible, it's like a turtleback thing, way more elongated. So they put the two graphs together, and you can see how you can spike that turtleback and kind of ride the top of the wave, and down like a guy surfing. You come back and you get back up to the top, and I thought, well, that makes pretty good sense. But it wasn't until the first time, and it became kind of regular with it, maybe year before last, when it was, I don't like weeding. I'm going out, have a weeding expedition, not the good kind, the actual unwanted plant weeds in, garden. And I found myself so zoned in on weeding. I was like getting ambidextrous, doing two at once, and quick throwing them over there without look like an over the shoulder touch pass in basketball, and I was all in, and then I'd rake it all. I mean, what the hell? I was weeding, and I made it into some sort of like fun, one of a kind contest. And then you know,
You were in a contest with yourself.
yeah. Well, yeah, I always win that one. And,
That was the best kind, man.
not always, but you know, but it's things like, okay, you know, you got a lot of stockade fence I re-put up, and this ivy, you know, can't let it attach to and get all over the bottom. It starts rotting out, and that's what I just replaced. So I take a hatchet and about 8 inches in from the fence, you know, I just hatchet it all, and I go on down, and it's a lot of fence all the way down and then all the way around the other side, and I just lose myself in the effort. Oh, look at that.
A little chocolate caramel, 100 milligrams, bite size.
100 milligrams. Oh, woo!
Huh. Just reminded me, quite a while back, I put too much gummy in my mouth because I liked it and I forgot I had some, and I spit it back out, and it's been sitting there for about 6 weeks. Look what I got.
Hey,
I don't care.
I'm just waiting for my hour soda to kick in.
Yeah.
Ed,
And then come the dinner.
Oh, what's that?
Those ribs looking good.
that's the steak.
Oh, is that?
Ribs or chicken?
Huh? That's steak.
Oh, all right, nice.
Yeah, that's what you just put the rub on.
Sure.
That looked good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, see, with a meeting like this, you don't have to offer any. It's not possible. So we were sitting at a table, and I said, that looks good. That means let me taste it.
Yeah, I was certainly chopping you off a piece.
But here means it looks good.
Dude, that preloaded, what is it called? That loop you have, Ed, is just always gets me. I love that one. Brother,
What's that?
what's that, brother?
brother?
Reminds me of a mutant comfortably numb sort of thing, you know.
Those
Pink
two are my
Floyd.
favorite. Those preloaded song sounds are my favorite. Those two. Every time you hit those, I die laughing.
Wait, there's more.
Oh wait, there's more.
Yeah.
I'm not like the ShamWow guy, but wait, there's more.
Hurry, act fast.
Yeah, seriously.
While
Sound like an
supplies
infomercial.
last.
Let's see. Do this. And do this.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, your mic and camera's off, Lefty.
Headphones are off now.
Yeah, he can't hear us anymore.
Oh,
I can hear you.
There we go.
You going back to work, Paco? You're done
little
for the day?
In a little bit, I'm going back to work. Yeah.
Glad you can take some time off though. Sit in, man. It's been.
I haven't had a minute in there during a day off in a while. Put it that way. It's been crazy busy, but it's slowing down now into the summer type of thing, you know?
Hey, get it while you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking before when you talk about, it's all about social equity. I'm thinking maybe what they meant was they get the equity and they get to use it in their social life or something. You know, that would make it social equity, just not the way it's supposed to be.
Just not intended.
Oh, I love. Tell me, do you ever get tired of the straight faces they can say that with? I mean, with a straight face. That's social equity. And they don't even laugh at the absurdity of it themselves because, you know, they know.
No, they know. If they looked at their own numbers of actual social equity licensees.
There's got to be somewhere a state doing better with that phrase, in whatever shape or form they use it. Because
not many other states based it on social equity. You know,
Lefty? Wasn't that your mic's off? But wasn't that what Waxy Brown was talking about? They got a vote through by a very narrow margin, and I guess that's Mississippi. But he was, and I got to look into it, because I'm always looking for that good story. That they really ran that campaign, but followed up and had like some pretty decent deals. And I mean, nothing's ever as good as I would suppose you'd plan it to be, but it seems like they had a better effort than most. But I can't just hear that from somebody. I gotta try to find that out. I don't know.
That was Missouri. I was in Missouri.
Missouri. That's in Missouri. Yeah, I started with an MIS, Mississippi, trying to salvage mixing up two states. Yeah, they both start with MIS, man. You got to understand.
Yeah, I think the only other state that actually worded it with social equity in mind was New York. New York and New Jersey were the only two states that actually said that outright. Like, we're legalizing it for social equity. Like, the only ones, realistically, that I know of. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but I think that's when I started saying, but does it surprise you to people?
It doesn't.
So it's not like we didn't see it coming, and not like there wasn't. The one thing Facebook's good for, you can go back and look at shit from back then and see what people were saying, way back then. So that I like. That's the one thing I like about Facebook is people always, I was saying that. Oh, were you? Let me go back and look. I mean, there's actually a way to check up. I've had like 10 years ago today stuff come up where I'd want to put it right back up and say, yeah, see, I had this shit straightened out then. Yeah, even when you can't do anything about it, it's still nice to see it coming, Oh, yeah. No, I don't think about that shit.
You guys see what's going on in Florida with their measure ballot, how they're putting it to the vote in November?
I believe I did.
Their governor is swinging at the air, boy. He is not happy about that. He's so against it. So now that it's like going to the vote, he's just like, damn it, we're going to lose it. So Florida's probably going to go legalize within the next 7 months.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I did. I didn't really delve into it too deep, my mom, but I thought that had to be a really concerted effort. I don't know what their threshold is, like 25% of registered voters' signatures or something like that. But they had to do a lot of work, I would think, to get that on.
Dude, they raised more money for the campaigning of the legalization of cannabis. I forgot what the actual group is called. I think it's RAC or something like that, or something. Initials of some sort. It's slipping my mind. But they were like raised more money in donation funds than the party behind DeSantis that is against cannabis because they don't want the smell of cannabis all over.
Oh man!
So it's like, how is like a group that's for legalization be able to like ground up more money? They have a way stronger backing as opposed to DeSantis. Like, people are for the legalization. Might as well get with the times, man.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Yeah, I mean, that would indicate it's going to pass, but I think it was the Missouri one passed like 51-49 something. I mean, it was like right close. So, they did whatever they did. They needed to do every last bit of it. Way back in my early day, it was Florida and South Florida that would have been the pot capital of the eastern seaboard.
The square groupers, baby.
Yeah, well, it was, University of Miami was like, you almost, I think it was probably on the application form you had to smoke pot before they'd accept you, But then I was always surprised back then, and I didn't believe it, that second best in whatever surveys or however people would figure that freaking list out then, it was, Madison, Wisconsin would be second best. I'm like, I knew nothing about Wisconsin or Madison, but apparently they deserve that, of all places. Hey, it's good to hear, though. I mean, Florida should join the rest of the world with that, at least. It's funny. I look around because I don't eat till 6:30 every day. But you know, when you get a good buzz long before 6:30, all of a sudden it's like an alcoholic doesn't allow himself. Well, my dad didn't allow himself when he was getting better to drink till 5 o'clock. You know, that was his. Yeah, I got to change in my ways, kids. This is like an adult visiting day to it towards that part of his life, because we grew up with Sunday visits, you know.
Yep.
And but it was funny, and my brother and me like to remember fondly how we went to the motel. Him and his wife were at. And it had a little miniature golf thing there, and we'd be playing that and all. And then we went in, and we're going to figure out what to do about dinner. And we went in. He got his pint of Wilson's out and a shot glass, and he put them on the table between the beds, or next to the bed or whatever. And it was like right at 4:45. And then he'd be looking at the clock like I'm looking at the clock. And it'd be 5 till, and he poured a shot and set it down there. And you know it's coming. I mean, you know, I think it had the sweep hand that ticked or something. You know, he knew exactly when it was 5 o'clock, and he'd have one down. Second one poured in no time. That was cutting down. He's also the guy that ran out of tuna fish for lunch because, no, he ran out of cat food because he mistook it for tuna fish at the end of the night drinking. And they had 2 cans of cat food, and the cats had no food but tuna fish. That's okay, you know. I got, you know, it's thing is, he wasn't the greatest father example, but he loved his boys, and he treated us more like people than anybody else. I mean, real people. And he never hit us growing up. I mean, we were a little asshole at times, and never did that. And but it would come in really handy, because it what could have been the most embarrassing moment of my life as a non-adult, and may or may not have heard, but it was, I didn't know what certain things meant and why they were funny, you know. But I did know at this game he was Little League coaching for the B Little League, which were really, they're not even playing baseball. They're just all running after the ball in the outfield. And there were parents dutifully watching in these stands that were maybe about like 8 levels up and 20 feet long, one for each side. And so I'm behind them hanging out, and I see a woman who had a rather pretty large chest, and I'm like 11. And all I knew is she had this Marilyn Monroe look that all the men seem to like and women seem to hate. That's my understanding of what's going on at 11 years old. And she's carrying a little kitty cat with her. She got a little kitty cat, and she's walking by, and I knew I could combine 2 funny things. One, she's the one women hate and guys love. I knew that. She's walking right behind the grandstands, and when she gets out to view, but everybody's looking the other way, I said, "Oh, look at the pussy she has," you know. And while I expected a raucous round of laughter because it would be funny, and there was a communal gasp from everybody in the stands as they turned to look at me, and I realized something went horribly wrong in my stupid little head. I heard somebody laughing so hard they were probably likely piss himself too, and realized that's Dad. So he's in the middle of coaching. He hears some little kid yell that out, and he turns around and sees his boy. You know, he's in stark contrast to every other human being aghast. I thought my dad was the coolest person in the world after that. I didn't know why, you know. He's got a good sense of humor. Now, he does, actually, because he didn't get mad, real mad, when I realized maybe being a carpenter could be my vocation. I couldn't tack a nail into a piece of wood. I couldn't do it. And I was curious. There's wood nets. But what I found is I could, to an inflated tire, you could get it right in. So I put nails in 2 of Dad's tires and flattened them, and didn't realize. But I didn't get hit, and I got stern. And then when he was painting, And I was amazed that I could pick some grass and put it into paint, and it became the exact same color, like sitting at the top of the paint can. You know, and then of course when I learned that you could cut a circle with a straight pair of scissors by simply pinching clothes, cutting below the pinch, and it'd be a circle, and I'm like, oh, it blew my mind. Well, it did it again. It did it again. Look, and I ran out of pajamas to do it, and thought that was funny. He put an explosive in our mailbox on New Year's Eve of some sort. I mean, it could have been an ash can. I don't know. Something, but it was pretty powerful. M80 something. And again, early life visions of mom yelling at dad and dad delighting in not just blowing the mailbox top blew off and straight up into the air, but he was more amazed that it came right back down and hit what it just was on. It didn't stick to it. It just bounced back off its perch. And I realized how different mom and dad were then, when that was the funniest thing like he'd seen in forever, it seemed. And she was as mad as could be at him. I said, how can one person find so much joy in one thing and the other parent, you know, whatever. In the end, I grew up to be the man that I am without his dutiful guidance. I did learn that if you have an overdue inspection sticker, you can take a shirt like and throw it on it like, you know, you're just there doing something else. I mean, you're within sight of your car and the police won't see it. No, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and never ever scrape the windows off where the bad sticker is. His love for blackjack made me good with numbers still today. I can do really good thumbnail calculations because he needed a little blackjack player, and he had Rick and me from the time we were 6-ish, 6 and 7. You know, he would say, hey, if you don't want me to know what cards you got, don't start pointing at them and counting them. You got to know how to add up to 21 at least. So I still do. Oh, is there a bomb scare in Lefty's little town there? For a minute, I thought you had a nice accessory. When you're up, there's a little light glistening off the back of the chair, like it reflects. And when you walked over, you disturbed the reflection a little. Okay, see it top there? Now, when you walk back, before when you came back, you must have been in the way of the reflection, and it looked like a flashing light for a second, and it's right in front of the store. And I thought, did you put flashing lights up on the store?
Yeah, you reflect your your shadow comes up first when you cross in front of the light.
Yeah.
It hits the brick building first and the blue building.
Yeah. Can't you get like an automatic American flag thing you could put there? You know, I mean, thing that has a little battery operated, makes it look like it's. I mean, it's really a good look where you're sitting there right now. It's quite an artful project.
Yeah, each speaker can have a different camera view and a different background. So I have the whole intersection ready.
So so now your backdrop behind you is the same intersection?
Yes.
Same intersection looking from a certain direction. So if I put the camera over there, I have a different background that will show the other.
No, I just think it's great because it kind of makes you look like, you know, the front, what's in front of you and behind you, they blend pretty good. They should. They're the same place.
If I got rid of this, it might look even crazier, because if I move this out of the way totally, let's see if we can do that. Hold on.
Almost. Don't mind me.
Whoa, Bear, look at that.
See, I'm holding this up over, what's right in front of Lefty there, right where the cars are, because that blends the road without a white line going that way.
Yeah, there's a white line here.
Yeah. You got to get a transformer suit. Marching through.
Oh, that'd be funny, dude. Get like a Godzilla outfit.
Yeah, get Mikey, get like a pterodactyl thing, and
That would be crazy.
no, it is. It's the road's the exact same color. No, it's the same road. That's cool. Wow.
Where's this at?
Theoretically, you could like.
What's that? Oh,
actually,
tape.
yeah.
Oh, tape. I get rid of the tape. Hold on. Get rid of some shit here. Okay, there we go. I hide stuff behind the buildings. I hide drugs and stuff behind the buildings.
I was waiting for you to remove the building, and there's like a bomb just chilling there.
I'm expecting to see a little cop car come up slowly. You know, well, oh, nothing. Not
That
doing
looks
anything.
wild. Bear, check that out. What does that look like? That looks crazy. It's like half real and half. Well, it's half
It
real,
is
half.
half real and half fake.
Yeah.
It's half real, half model. I mean, you hit it right on the head.
I know.
It's just the way the road goes into the background behind you. It just looks like it's a part of it.
Yeah.
Because that black and white in front of you looks like a crosswalk.
But I'm blocking out the where it looks all the same road with this. And when I do that, it looks freaky. It really does. It's like you're standing in a huge hole, like a sinkhole, and you are huge. You made the sinkhole, you know.
That white and black right in front of you on the edge of the table, it blends in with the crosswalk.
Yep.
Behind you for the backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks like that's the crosswalk for the back of it. It's so crazy.
Whoa.
And like blends in with it. It's so funky. Holy crap. It's blowing my mind a little bit. Because I watch you live, so I know what that crosswalk looks like, you know. It's like blending with the edge of the table. It blends so well with the edge of the table and the crosswalk with the background. It's pretty freaky.
Wow. I dig it.
I'm just trying to see if you were on your scooter. It looked like you came back for vengeance or something. Oh, I'm back and I'm mad. You know, I'm like huge with the scooter. Where's that guy that bumped into me? I'll footrest him. Basically.
Oh, it's in New York.
I'm trying to figure out how to see a little version of you getting hit by a little version of a truck, and then you, as I'm looking at you now, reaching over and grabbing that car and squashing it, and then watching little Lefty go driving away. Yeah, that does blend.
Yeah, it does.
Is El Rampant or standing? Hard to see.
No, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see the mask.
So where is it, Jim?
Maybe you just took yourself out, dude. Took her Labrador out with that ice cream truck. You just threw it at him like fucking Hulk and shit, dude.
Oh, you can't see. I'm looking through my screen with this to magnifier. Whoa. You could do it. You could blend them. Well, there. Put that on the agenda for another meeting. Got to blend these. Well, you know, you got to make something of the discovery here today.
Yeah, I'm probably leave it like this for this view. I like this a lot.
It's just so funny. It's so funny how you just picked up a whole quarter city block.
That's why I'm just laughing. I was picturing him doing a Transformer thing where I'll help you.
It's like Lefty and Lefty from Sativa Cross, the Avenger. Wow.
Yeah, really.
That looks so crazy when you pull it out. I swear.
You know, when he reached, I knew that's what he was getting. So I got my focus ready for it. I'm just surprised, you didn't add a little of this, like two
Lifting the
hands.
whole building. Yeah.
Can see a close up of somebody like this. Oh my God.
Oh, that's too funny.
It is. Look at that. Just fits right back in. You need better sound effects than that.
Yeah, we need sound effects. That's what we need.
Brother.
What time does everybody's going to call?
Yeah. Under it.
So anyway, that's all I got for this evening.
Oh, it was fun.
I got another dab left in me before you hop on.
It's like going to Lefty's Playhouse. I like that.
This is fun. Every Tuesday and Thursday night, join us here at Mad Hatter Studios. Paco, come in studio one night, man. We could dab out in the car.
Yeah,
I love that. Coming to the studio so we could go outside and dab in the car.
Come to the cannabis dispensary. We could dab in the car.
Yeah. That's the way. That's the way to talk somebody into it.
Lefty, you know what's crazy? When I worked in Oregon, in Oregon, medical patients that worked recreationally anywhere, whether it be dispensary, whether it be recreational grow, whether it be manufacturing, no matter what place of business it was, if you were a medical patient, you were allowed to medicate on the property no matter what. They had to make a safe designated area for medical patients to medicate on that designated property as if they were hiring a medical patient, because that's the state law.
Nice. It should be.
I mean, yeah, considering, if I'm a medical patient and I'm working in the cannabis industry, why shouldn't I be able to medicate during business hours while I'm at work? If I can handle my medicating, it shouldn't be an issue.
I always get a kick out of, well, I don't go there anymore, but dispensaries where it'd be no smoking. There'd be like a no smoking sign farther than 25 feet away from their door. It'd be like, I'd be like, do you really want to give somebody problem for, being 25 feet away? I mean, I can conceal. It just seemed like it's not even a challenge for me. It's like, well, now I have to have some before I go. Like take a selfie right in front of the sign. All right.
I'm the same way. I literally do the same thing when I travel. Every airport that I go to, I literally smoke where it says no smoking. I roll up my joint. I take my dab. You ain't gonna sit here and tell me I can't do what I do.
Hey, listen. There's nothing wrong with being a proud contrarian, and contrarian is it sounds like a bad name, but then I realized I'm kind of a contrarian when I play sports bets. I kind of bet against the flow. But, that one's an easy one. No, I take that as a challenge.
Yep.
It says no smoking, and obviously they're wrong because I am.
You do it anyway. I'm a grown-ass man. No other grown-ass man is going to tell me how to live my life.
Makes me want to write a song down.
All right. Cheers, fellas.
All right, man. Well, that's good. We're good to go. I'm going to have dinner in a moment.
Thanks, fellas.
All right. Thanks for having these meetings and making it accessible by way of, well, it's not Zoom, but,
It's better. Sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's the same. It's the same function. If you can do it, these meetings can do it. Absolutely.
That's their excuse, which is bullshit. Because every single public building in the state of New Jersey that is for politicians have IT service.
Yep.
Mayor's offices, senators' offices, governor's offices.
Yep.
They all have IT that can call on literally a 3 extension number and say, hey, my printer's not working. Hey, my fax machine's not working. Hey, my Wi-Fi is not working. Hey, the Zoom call meeting is not working.
Yeah, hey, we don't have Zoom calls hooked up, hook it. But you know, it's
choose not to. The difference.
well, it's ironic, I guess, that the pandemic outed them, exposed them.
Right.
That if you can do it so easily now, this wonderful way of having a meeting. You know, I mean, having been on conference calls was annoying because you got to either recognize voices or say who you are. When the conversation is going around, there's no way to raise a hand or anything, and they can do it. And now meetings are accessible, and they do whatever they can to keep people from getting there that easily. By way of a Zoom meeting.
Yep.
They didn't count on Lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of that handicapped accessible. Yeah, did you put that up yet anywhere?
Yeah, I think you posted it earlier, right, Lefty?
You said you got video or something, Lefty?
Of me taking a dump?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, that especially.
And I'll put it out there.
Oh, you put it out there.
Yeah. Since you asked so nicely.
Is that what it's called now? Putting it out there.
He acts so nicely, he said.
Since you asked so nicely.
All right, thanks for putting it out there. Yeah, I'm gonna be laughing every time somebody says that now.
I thank the council that I didn't have to wear a diaper because the shit that I took was so friggin' like a loaf of bread. That would have been horrible in a diaper. It would have been absolutely a nightmare. And I'm so glad I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
You need more fiber, bud.
And you gotta drink more liquids too.
Yeah, more fiber, bro.
Yeah. You do a couple of planks and you're ready to go.
Seriously, dude. You're out there fucking shitting loaves of bread, dude. God damn.
Yeah, it was a thick one. I was like, man, this would be awful.
Yeah, it was a thick one. Yeah, I hope so.
That's what
unless it was a flatbread loaf of bread. I mean, I hope it was a thick one.
Well, we can all.
Bunch of flatbreads in a row and shit,
It wasn't like diarrhea or nothing, ribbony.
No, just saying, it leaves credence to the old whatever Cheech and Chong was, where Cheech is having to go pinch a loaf. And I've laughed about that for like 50 years now. I forget which Cheech and Chong it was, but All right, listen, I'm out. I got some dinner and intermittent faster. I am. This is first food since last night. Yeah.
Enjoy dinner, Jimmy.
Hey, you enjoy dinner a real lot when you don't eat all day until dinner, and I eat some nuts. That's another regularity thing. If I have a couple of nuts,
you had a finger full of the oil for the top.
Oh,
that's why you're hungry.
That was intake, yeah. Oh,
that's right. You set yourself up ready for dinner, bud. Enjoy.
Oh, I am. They're gonna be sweet. All right, man. I'm leaving the studio, and I'm not to get high. I get high in the studio here. So.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Take it easy.
Good night, guys.
Have
a good one.
Right. See ya.
Bring in the boss one, I'm gonna get mine. Go through the crowd, if you can do the time, don't tell me how you all down. When it's all in my face, but you play me like a clown, it's your fool, bitch. So just step back, or I'm mad that when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of gas. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Let me.